Texas has been pretending like it is the nation of Texas as opposed to the state of Texas.
Not for the first time.
Not for the first time, indeed. And here is Greg Abbott. He is the Texas governor. He is on the Dana Loesch show. I didn't realize she was still doing her show.
She's still around, I guess.
She's still around. One of the NRA TV sort of like fall off folks. And she is interviewing Governor Greg Abbott. And Greg Abbott's lamenting just how many restrictions the U.S. government tries to put on Texas. Listen to this.
We are using every tool that can be used, from building a border wall to building these border barriers to passing this law that I signed that led to another lawsuit by the Biden administration, where I signed a law making it illegal for somebody to enter Texas from another country. And they're subject to arrest and subject to deportation. And so we are deploying every tool and strategy that we possibly can. The only thing that we're not doing is we're not shooting people who come across the border because, of course, the Biden administration would charge us with murder.
Oh, of course.
But, you know, if we could get away with it,
we would. They know that that the federal government's going to sue them, by the way. Like, they know that the DOJ is going to respond to them kind of superseding federal authority over the border.
Oh, of course.
Like, but that's the point. This is why, I mean, I really can't stress this enough. The Biden administration is being so short-sighted and stupid about the border by not providing any alternative narrative whatsoever and letting the right determine it, because Biden, you know, wanted to keep Title 42. I mean, he's giving all, he is acting quite conservatively, quite right wing on the border. It doesn't matter. Like, they're still going to be provocative in Texas. They're still going to challenge him. And then when the Biden administration is like, okay, you're breaking kind of federal law here, this is our jurisdiction, and they sue them or they go after them, that'll be an opportunity for Abbott and Fox News to say, well, look at that, he's soft on the border. It doesn't matter what he does.
Of course.
It does not matter what he does. He is soft on the border, which maybe a smart move would be, what does it mean to be a border hawk, and what has that led to? Can the Democrats provide any kind of narrative for that? Can they provide, like, even in the Obama administration, we were talking about dreamers, we're talking about a pathway to citizenship. Has Biden addressed this whatsoever? Instead of just freaking out and acting more right wing because he thinks that'll appease people. It won't. It won't.
The point is, you need to sort of build a long-term sort of like a set of policies that you can articulate to the American public. And it feels like Democratic administrations are just like, we're not in the business of doing that. And it ends up coming back to bite them in the ass.
Yep.
Obama famously said in 2010, like, it's not my job to teach the American public about deficits or fight, you know, the ideas of austerity and this and that. And had he done so, and we know this, like, you know,
I was shocked.
Yeah, had he done so, there's a very good chance that maybe he could have salvaged more of his administration's ability to get stuff done on behalf of, like, the broader Democratic Party. Because now we're in an era of anti-austerity, so it's certainly doable.
Yeah.
It's just that he didn't push it at that time. Laura Ingraham just the other day was like, we should saying about Republicans. In fact, here's the clip, Matt. Laura Ingraham was saying the other day, let's not make any deal with Biden on the border stuff because we don't want to give them the win.
Yeah.
So they don't really care about the policies. It's just as a wedge issue is that they see the value in it. And if you're getting played like that, you need to go on the offensive. You cannot attempt to just run into the arms of the people who are criticizing you. And here's Laura Ingraham talking about that. This is in the context of the government funding deals.
Any border deal that has the support of McConnell and Schumer will be rejected by the Republican voters, period. Where were any of them, by the way, any of these top officials 3 years ago when the migrants were lining up at the border to rush in right before Biden was inaugurated? Where was Mitch McConnell and any, frankly, in the Senate leadership when the Biden administration was making a laughingstock out of all of us on the issue of the border? So anything drafted by some Chamber of Commerce flunky on immigration is meaningless. Mayorkas will simply take the money and use it to settle migrants in the United States more quickly, more efficiently. Isn't that great? So Republicans should get out of these ridiculous negotiations. We invited Senator Lankford onto the show tonight. He's reportedly leading these talks, but he could not join us. He did say, though, that once the full text is out, he's going to come here and answer all of our questions. I look forward to that interview. Look, this is nothing personal toward him or, frankly, anyone. This is an issue of our country and its preservation. But we strongly recommend that Lankford refuse to be the face of this. Ask Marco Rubio how that worked out for him. What was that, back in 2013? Imagine this audience, the audience reaction in a town hall in Oklahoma City. Remember, Lankford's a senator from Oklahoma. Let's say he convenes a town hall in Oklahoma City to sell a border deal that would have to be enforced by Secretary Mayorkas. What do you think the reaction of that crowd would be in Oklahoma? We all know what it would be. It would be boos. They would say, no way, no how, don't do it. So this is a hot potato that McConnell has tossed to Lankford and that he should toss it right back. Let McConnell negotiate it. Think of it this way. Why on earth, after the Democrats did everything in their power to flood America with millions of indigents from across the globe, would Republicans ever give Biden an opportunity to take a victory lap and then pretend that he's done anything to solve this problem? And by the way, if House Republicans do the smart thing and say no to this raw deal, Speaker shouldn't even consider it. He should say out of hand he's rejecting it. The Biden campaign is going to hit the airwaves with the message, you probably already made the commercials, see, the border's their fault. Bottom line, you can't make a deal with someone who has no intention of fulfilling the terms of the deal. I told you that at the end of 2023 that we're winning. And these two Biden moves, they're covering for an incompetent and insubordinate cabinet official, and they're conniving to pin the blame on conservatives for their border. These are desperate measures for desperate people, and that's the angle.
All right.
Any border?
That's it. So, I mean, it gives away the game. Laura Ingraham, incidentally, was key in when George W. Bush was trying to do immigration. She was one of the key sort of like right-wing radio hosts who she's quite good at drumming up racial resentment. Funny that.
Yeah, I don't know.
Really well done.
Good job, Biden.
Well practiced in that.
Yeah, just signaling at the 2016 GOP convention, too. I don't know how accurate it is that every Oklahoma City resident would boo that idea, but I do think to the extent that they would, and to the extent that they would cheer the idea that we only aren't shooting asylum seekers because Biden is saying no. I think the extent that society believes that, it is as sick as we know what we're talking about with Israeli society supporting the Gaza assault. And it's horrifying that can just get passed along. Like a governor can say, yeah, we're not shooting these people because Biden is, otherwise we'll
get prosecuted.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Crazy.